A 78-year-old grandmother walked onto a small town stage last Tuesday night, and within 24 hours, her performance had 47 million views. Celebrities were calling her agent, and record labels were fighting over a woman they said was too old just 1 week earlier. Her name is Dorothy Mae Williams, and this is a story that proves age is just a number when talent meets opportunity. The internet is calling it the most powerful 3 minutes ever captured on video. I'm about to show you exactly why Dorothy's story is breaking hearts and changing lives across the globe. But first, you need to understand how a woman who hadn't sung in public for 6 decades ended up becoming the most talked about person on social media. It's Tuesday evening, October 22nd, 2024, in Riverside Falls, Ohio. Population 2,847. The kind of place where the biggest excitement is usually the Friday night football game and Mrs. Henderson's famous apple pie contest. The annual Community Talent Showcase is happening at the Riverside Elementary School Gymnasium, and this year they've decided to stream it live on Facebook for the first time ever. Dorothy Mae Williams sits in the third row, her silver hair perfectly curled, wearing her best navy blue dress. She's here to watch her great-granddaughter Lily, age 8, perform a dance routine. Dorothy has been coming to these talent shows for 15 years, always in the audience, always supporting others, never once considering stepping onto that stage herself. But tonight is different. Tonight, something inside Dorothy is stirring, something that's been buried for 62 years. You see, in 1962, Dorothy Mae O'Connor was 19 years old with a voice that could stop traffic. She had just signed a recording contract with Mercury Records in Chicago. Her debut single, Dreams Don't Fade, was scheduled to release in September. Billboard magazine called her the next Patsy Cline. She was 3 weeks away from moving to Chicago, 3 weeks away from the life she dreamed of since she was 5 years old. Then Robert Williams walked into her life. Robert was handsome, charming, and completely convinced that a woman's place was in the home, not on a stage. Within 6 months, they were married. Within a year, Dorothy was pregnant with their first child. The recording contract was forgotten. The dreams were packed away like winter clothes in summer. For 62 years, Dorothy raised 4 children, buried her husband, helped raise 14 grandchildren, and never sang another note in public. She worked at the local diner for 37 years, serving coffee and keeping her voice locked away where no one could hear it crack with longing. But here's the thing about dreams: they never really die. They just wait. Tonight, little Lily finishes her dance routine to thunderous applause from the crowd of about 150 people. The live stream has maybe 30 viewers, mostly relatives from out of town. Dorothy claps proudly, tears in her eyes, thinking about how brave her great-granddaughter is. Then disaster strikes. The next performer, 16-year-old Jake Morrison, was supposed to play guitar and sing Hallelujah, but Jake's guitar string snaps during his first chord. He tries to continue, but without accompaniment, his nerves get the better of him. He freezes. Complete silence fills the gymnasium. The event coordinator, Sarah Chun, looks panicked. They have a 2-hour slot to fill, and they're only 45 minutes in. She steps up to the microphone. "Folks, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break while we help Jake with his guitar." But Dorothy Mae Williams stands up. "Sarah, honey," she calls out, her voice carrying clearly across the quiet gym. "I could sing something, if you need to fill the time." The gymnasium goes completely silent. Dorothy's own daughter, Patricia, looks mortified. Patricia has never, not once in 53 years, heard her mother sing. Neither have her grandchildren, or her neighbors, or anyone in this town. Sarah looks uncertain. "Mrs. Williams, are you sure?" Dorothy is already walking toward the stage. Her hands aren't shaking anymore. For the first time in decades, she feels steady. She feels ready. "I'm sure, sweetheart. I know a song or two." She climbs the 3 steps to the stage. The microphone seems to call to her like an old friend. Behind her, someone has quietly started recording with their phone. The Facebook live stream is still running. Nobody thinks to turn it off. Dorothy adjusts the microphone stand, and suddenly she's 19 again. She's in the recording studio in Chicago. She's alive in a way she'd forgotten was possible. This song, she says, her voice clear and strong, was supposed to be my first single back in 1962. I never got to perform it for anyone. I'd like to sing it now for my great-granddaughter Lily and for anyone who's ever had to put their dreams on hold. The piano player, Mrs. Rodriguez, knows exactly what Dorothy needs. They've never spoken about music, but somehow she understands. She plays a gentle introduction in the key of G. Dorothy closes her eyes and begins to sing. Dreams don't fade, they just wait for their day, hiding deep in your heart until you find your way. Time may pass and the world may change, but dreams don't fade, no, they never fade away. The first note that comes out of Dorothy Mae Williams' mouth stops time. It's not just beautiful, it's transcendent. It's the sound of pure, undiluted soul. Every person in that gymnasium feels their breath catch. This isn't just an elderly woman singing at a talent show. This is something else entirely. This is magic. Her voice is rich, warm, seasoned by 7 decades of living. It carries joy and heartbreak, hope and loss, love and longing. When she hits the chorus, grown men are wiping their eyes. When she reaches the bridge, the silence is so complete you could hear a pin drop. I put away my guitar. I put away my dreams. I chose love over music, or so it seemed. But now I know the truth, after all these years, that dreams don't fade away. They just wait through your tears. By the time Dorothy reaches the final chorus, she's not performing anymore. She's testifying. She's proving something to herself and to everyone watching that it's never too late to reclaim what was always yours. Dreams don't fade, they just wait for their day. Dreams don't fade, no, they never fade away. The song ends. Dorothy opens her eyes. The gymnasium is completely silent for 3 full seconds. Then eruption. 150 people leap to their feet as one. The applause is deafening. People are crying, shouting, cheering. Dorothy's great-granddaughter Lily is jumping up and down. Her daughter Patricia is sobbing. But here's what Dorothy doesn't know in that moment. The Facebook live stream that started with 30 viewers now has 847 people watching. Someone shared the link. Then someone else shared it. Then it started spreading. By the time Dorothy leaves the stage, 5 minutes later, 12,000 people are watching. By the time she gets home that night, 67,000 people have seen her performance. The video has been shared 3,400 times. By Wednesday morning, Dorothy Mae Williams is trending on TikTok. Someone extracted the audio and posted with the caption, "Grandma just ended everyone's career." That video has 2.7 million views and counting. By Wednesday afternoon, the original Facebook video has 12 million views. Dorothy's neighbor calls her, screaming into phone that Good Morning America wants to talk to her. Then Ellen's people call. Then Jimmy Fallon. Then someone claiming to represent Universal Music Group. By Wednesday evening, Dorothy Mae Williams has 47 million views across all platforms. The hashtag Grandma's Dreams Don't Fade is trending worldwide. Celebrities are sharing the video. Ariana Grande posts, "I'm crying. This is everything." Kelly Clarkson says, "This woman just reminded me why I became a singer. But the most incredible part isn't the fame. It's what happens next." Dorothy gets a call from Mercury Records. Yes, the same label that offered her a contract 62 years ago. They want to meet. On Friday morning, Dorothy Mae Williams, accompanied by her daughter Patricia and great-granddaughter Lily, walks into the Mercury Records office in Chicago. She's wearing the same navy blue dress she wore on Tuesday night. The executives are expecting to meet with a viral sensation. Instead, they meet with magic. In that conference room, Dorothy sings 3 more songs. Amazing Grace, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and one more original composition she wrote in 1963, but never recorded, Second Chances. By the end of the meeting, Dorothy Mae Williams has a recording contract at age 78, 62 years after her first one. But this story gets even better. The album, titled Dreams Don't Fade, is released 6 weeks later. It debuts at number 1 on the Billboard 200, making Dorothy the oldest artist ever to achieve this milestone. The title track, that same song she sang in the gymnasium, hits #1 on the country charts and #3 on the pop charts. Dorothy donates half of her profits to music programs in small-town schools. The other half goes into a foundation that helps people over 60 pursue creative dreams they thought were lost forever. The Riverside Falls Community Center, where it all began, now hosts Dorothy Mae Nights every month, giving people of all ages a chance to perform. They've had to move to the high school auditorium because of crowds. Jake Morrison, the teenager whose broken guitar strings started it all, becomes Dorothy's opening act on her national tour. Yes, at 78, Dorothy Mae Williams goes on tour. Sold-out shows in 47 cities. Standing ovations every night. But perhaps the most beautiful part of this story is what Dorothy says in every interview, in every performance, at every show. I spent 62 years believing my time had passed. I spent 6 decades thinking I was too old, too late, too forgotten. But dreams don't fade. They wait. And when you're finally brave enough to reach for them again, they're still there, just as bright as the day you first dreamed them. Today, Dorothy Mae Williams is 79 years old. Her album has gone triple platinum. She's been nominated for 5 Grammy Awards. She performs regularly at the Grand Ole Opry. At an age when most people are slowing down, Dorothy is just getting started. The woman who walked onto a small-town stage last October to fill 5 minutes of time has become proof that it's never too late to become who you were meant to be. Her story has inspired thousands of people to dust off old dreams, to step back on the stages they abandoned, to remember that age is not the end of possibility, but the beginning of wisdom. Dorothy Mae Williams didn't just go viral. She started a revolution that says dreams don't have expiration dates. A revolution that proves talent doesn't age out. A revolution that reminds us all that sometimes the most beautiful music comes from voices that have lived long enough to understand what the songs really mean. The next time someone tells you you're too old, too late, or too forgotten, remember Dorothy Mae Williams. Remember that in a gymnasium in Ohio, a 78-year-old grandmother proved that dreams don't fade. They just wait for their day. And sometimes that day comes exactly when you need it most. Dorothy's story reminds us that every ending can be a beginning, every goodbye can be a hello, and every dream deferred is just a dream waiting for its perfect moment to shine. Her voice, seasoned by 7 decades of living, proves that the most powerful performances come not from perfection, but from authenticity, not from youth, but from truth. In a world obsessed with being young and fast and first, Dorothy Mae Williams showed us the beauty of being seasoned and thoughtful and right on time. She showed us that viral moments aren't about algorithms or trends, they're about human connection. They're about truth so pure it can't be ignored. So here's to Dorothy Mae Williams, and to everyone who thinks their moment has passed. Here's to second chances and first performances, to dreams deferred and dreams delivered, to the courage it takes to step onto any stage at any age and sing your truth. Because Dorothy proved something that night in October, something the whole world needed to hear: dreams don't fade away. They just wait for their day. And your day might be closer than you think.